similar. It's going to be our first Undead versus Human of the night. It's also the final best of 5 of the night. This determines who will go to the winner bracket finals to face off against RedPanda. Will it be Orc against Undead, or is it going to be Human against Orc as TommyKay goes up to that level? TommyKay, he is a morning and afternoon streamer. This is pretty late for him. But we started early. We had a lot of games to go through to have this awesome tournament format with the best of 5s. Their names don't fit? It's fine. We had a lot of games to go through. I'm going to swap the players. There we go. So, he's trying to get it done. I think, personally, I might be biased. I think it's worth it to have some sleepless or a shorter sleep night to do something once in a lifetime like this. TommyKay wanted to be in this.
We're all old though now.
He asked to be invited for the next. He got his chance. He's been pouring his passion into the tournament. And
who do you think's gonna win then? TommyKay playing as Human or Turin as, well, Undead, not Taurens?
He's gonna do well. Same for Turin. Turin also has a debuff. You know, we're not 18-year-olds anymore. None of these are. Turin actually, he gets hand problems after some time. He gets pain in his hands and wrists. So you've got a dad, sleep deprived. You've got someone that has hand pain on the other side. Oh, what is this? The 50-year-old club against each other? Yeah,
almost.
I know. Tekken.
Not too long until that is the case.
Both of them with love for the game. Both of them happy to participate in this tournament, the senior tour. Yeah, both of them just rolled their wheelchair into this into the room. All right, one more skerfuffle. Well, I mean, what was I supposed to do, guys? Start the tournament at a insane early time at like 12 noon? I wake up at 12 noon. I had my coffee at 12:45. It is what it is. I have a NA schedule, so I can play with NA people. It's a good schedule for stream. What's up with Turin's base build being so far forward? Yeah, it's just something he likes. Like, he got coaching from me. I said ziggurat placement here with early Narup in front. It's grief, because your gold mine can be abused. He said, okay, that makes sense, so I'm supposed to build them around the mine. Okay, I'll practice it. Then after coaching, he had a old mate dad in chat, who's 2200 MMR undead, said, I like the Nerubian out there. And Turin went back to his colors. It's very hard to convince someone not to do something they really want to do, even if you think it's the right thing. So yeah,
I think it's worked for him, though.
There we go. I think 2 days is too little. 3 should be perfect. Hey, I agree. But look, Sunday is Easter. I asked if people were also available on Sunday. Not everyone was. So my hands are tied here. I had choices. Either everything is best of 3, or it's single elim, or we use Sunday, or we do it like this and we have some long days. And ended up going with this because you can't make everyone happy.
I think, honestly, in hindsight, best of 3 would have been best for the first 2 rounds, so to speak. You know, the first 2 brackets.
That were 3-2 and 2-3 score.
I think that's a sweet spot.
Proof that best of 5 was fantastic. It's so good, actually. We get 3 O's, but we get 3 2s and 2 3s. It's so good event. And I'm saying that as a fan of the
This
games.
is copium.
I'm not trying to praise my own event here. That came from the heart. I'm going to say it. I'm just going to say it. It came from the heart. In fact, I wanted the best of 7 as well for the finals. But time-wise, we weren't going to make it. Because you know what? Tomorrow has more series than today.
Archmage's got to get back.
Nice sleeps around there on the Archmage. Turin with his pocket
really.
Dreadlord
Just take too much
gets
damage
this around
otherwise.
with the Archmage. I think Tommy goes for too late of a town portal out because now he doesn't
Can he
have
get out?
regeneration
Oh, he
scroll.
TP'd to the top
He
because
doesn't
his
have enough
blacksmith
healing
might
from
block him
regen
there.
scroll, and this is what Turin is known for. This is one of his better matchups. Playing against human, and I think maybe Orc, he has a better win rate because they tend to start by not immediately coming here. They tend to start by farming, not disrupting that gold mine. TommyKay, for some reason, he didn't get level 3 this time. But last time he did this route, I feel like he was level 3. Am I wrong? I think it matters in which order you kill the creeps. Maybe that's it. Because a level 1 or 2 or 3 hero doesn't get the same amount, the same percentage of XP per creep. So if you kill the wrong creep at the wrong time, you level up, and then if you kill the fat creep on the level
Maybe that's
up,
why that
it
skeletal
make it worth,
orc
like 10,
got
20
buffed to
less.
have vampiric aura. Because I noticed that in the 4 versus 4 RT map. This makes him a little bit more useful in that creep camp.
An expansion coming up with triple tower. Probably going to be seeing him make a graveyard as well to get some early tower reinforcements. I think he killed a wisp against Lacari. Oh, maybe that's why. Turin now has boots of speed. He's got his Dreadlord here. Archmage does have a lot of health. 615. Could still be sleep surrounded. Tommy will have to be careful of that. His Mountain King is in production. He's got black gunpowder coming up. He's going to come in here. Double Nerubian. Water Elemental level 2 is big here. But running into Ice Tower, ooh, that's tough. That is a tough proposition. Targeting Dreadlord. That was a Carrion Swarm. I'm not sure that's the right play. Softening up the footmen there, but not hitting the rifles. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Surrounds. Surround possibilities on the Archmage. He's not surrounded yet. He could still free himself. But TommyKay is standing his ground. And he runs away. There's the sleep. There's the surround. That's a dead Archmage. That's a dead Archmage. He nearly kills the Dreadlord, but not quite. 44 life. The Archmage goes down.
Mountain King comes in.
Happy about that. Right before Mountain King
But the
shows
expansion's
up as well.
up. This looks really bad for...
look, Turin is very good at surrounding. But so is TommyKay. And the counter to surrounding, does anyone know what it is?
Surrounding yourself.
It's surrounding yourself. Counter surround. You could totally do that. Yes, just surround yourself. Surround your own units.
Stop hitting
so
yourself.
We've got 3 Nerubian towers here for Turin. No Spirit Towers because no Graveyard. His Dreadlord is low, so it's hard for him to heal. But TommyKay, he rebought his Archmage from the center. And he's creeping the Goblin Shop. Gets a Sentry Ward. Best for him would have been Potion of Replenishment. Really nice if he gets the Marketplace here and then goes again. Will he do that? Looks like he's going to get Regen, Clarity at Home. He's getting Priest as well. Priest Dispel. Does Human have a chance to fast expand at this point? I think that window has closed. I think the window of counter expansion is closed. Best bet you have.
I feel like it's easier for a Night Elf to counter expand.
Leverage the early Mountain King level 2. Do an early attack. Bring 5 peasants. Build an Arcane and a Guard Tower. Does he have Lumber Mill? Okay, no Guard Tower. Build an Arcane. Build an Arcane Vault for heal pots. Stand next to it. And then build a Workshop. You've got the Arcane to sap the Dreadlord. The Vault to buy heal pot against surrounds. And then the Workshop to mortar the towers.
That's quite good.
And I think with that, you can be in a pretty good spot. Archmage needs Invulnerability Potion if history is any thing to go by. Turin is getting very close to level 4. Looks like he's setting up to
He's got level 2 Carrion Swarm, but he doesn't have that much mana on the Dreadlord.
TommyKay moving into the main base. Knows there's 3 towers on the other base. Go straight for the Ziggurat. Nerubian Tower. You gotta commit. You're 1 base versus 2.
Yeah.
Turin has a lot of money. You could creep this and say, do you dare to creep jack me? And then you take a fight off Blight. There's the militia coming. It's gonna be towers. Tommy is not supply blocked. There's the militia. Tower, vault, workshop. Let's see.
Time's
Sold
ticking.
Rod of Necromancy, bolt mana potion. Double
yeah,
mana.
look at the
That's a
mana
lot of carrion
potions.
swarms. Regen
That's
scroll can help
huge.
against that. No TP and heal scroll right now for Tommy. What is his angle here? He sends back the peasants. They were just here for fight, not for building. Okay. There's the ghoul upgrade. It's going to be lots of ghouls. Just a lot of ghouls. What's the second ability for MK? Not Thunderclap. It's Bolt. Might just be too many ghouls to fight against. Oh, that's an awkward, out of position play there on Blight. There's the Carrion Swarm. Bolt does not do enough here. Why go for that Ziggurat and be so far out of position? There could be sleeps and Carrion
getting a lot
Swarms
of
for days
ghouls
here. There's the
there.
Vampiric.
But Carrion
Rifles
Swarm
are
is
getting
doing its
hammered
work.
Here. By ghouls from every side with 1 attack upgrade.
Mountain King's got to use
Next
that mana.
Sea Swarm is going to hurt. Oh, it's big. Nice Carrion Swarm for Turin. All the rifles are going down. TommyKay unable to bring this to a positive
Wow,
conclusion.
he's going
There's
for an
a Spirit
Archmage
Tower
surround here as well on top
Turin's
of that.
Dreadlord and Dreadlord's surround skills
That
are
worked
good
out
enough
quite
here
well.
to hold off. TommyKay's Mountain King gets to level 4, but he's in an awkward position. Could maybe get some good hits on the Dreadlord. Didn't quite land a surround into that. And of course, he can buy as many healing potions as he wants on the Dreadlord. Mana pot as well.
Yep.
Might be available again soon. Necros are coming. Love that. Ghoul Necro. There is Dispel, but it's just a lot of stuff for an opponent to deal with. Having said that, TommyKay is up in supply. There were a lot of Ghoul kills. It kind of sneaks by you how quickly that goes. Losses were considerable.
I don't want to say it's
not
over, but
yet.
it's like you probably would kind of leave there almost.
Gets some healing in, gets his Archmage back, gets Water Elementals.
It's not really, because it's still 2 heroes against 1.
Could still work for him.
If he could somehow, if Tommy
TP
could
purchased
somehow
on the
get an
Dreadlord.
expansion up and running
TommyKay
with
not
some
sure
towers
quite what to
behind
do.
it.
He sees that. Is he gonna... Are you gonna let him get away with that? Turin is almost like baiting him to come back into him. But TommyKay is gonna go back.
I think if he could get
he's
an
gonna
expansion
counter-expand.
going.
Okay. I don't think it's the worst decision, because right now he's stronger, which means as long as he does this,
it's
and he
not really
expands,
over.
and
It's
immediately
just a
attacks
bad fight at
afterwards,
least.
he can apply pressure to distract away from that expansion. However, if Turin sniffs wind of it and does a ghoul counterattack, then he could ravage the peasant line. Because it's not easy.
He's going to need a lot of
defend against all
towers.
this.
So he doesn't have to keep babysitting it. And then he can just sit back and
Let's see.
soak up the gold.
Archmage almost back again. He's
Dreadlord's
sending his
capped at
peasants
level
here. Gets a lot of
5, by the
peasants.
way.
6, 7, 8 peasants. To
So he has to
expo.
go for unit
Probably
kills on
wants
the
to
enemy.
Power build and expansion. Maybe build
So he
some
might be doing
towers as
Zeppelin
well.
drops.
1 arcane, 1 guard, perhaps.
And carrying swarming
Deal
the
with some ghoul flanks.
peasants.
But Turin is a scrappy player. He's got his Dreadlord level 5. Now he's going to attack where it hurts at home. With a Zeppelin. And still at 50 pop, which means anytime he buys here, it's going to be extremely valuable. He's setting up for the long run. Mining all the way to Moria.
He does
with
well
these
on
3
that, doesn't
ghouls.
he? He
Making
sort
a
of
bit
sets up this long game.
Vision. Temple for additional skeletons and necromancers. Ghouls and skellies are getting 2-2 upgraded. And we've got
I can't
exhumed
imagine that
corpses
Tommy
in
would
Meat
ever
Wagon,
be
getting ready for
expecting a
Necro
Zeppelin.
Wagon.
I wouldn't be expecting a Zeppelin
TommyKay,
necessarily.
while going to an expansion, also
Hello,
goes
Skull.
to tier 3.
Ooh, that's
Which
hurting.
I'm not sure what it's for. Is he going to be inner fire? But he's gonna get ravaged. On
Dreadlord's
his
going to get
peasant
another
line.
carrying swarm.
Arcane Tower is not yet hitting the Dreadlord. A lot of peasant kills. 1 rifle goes for the Zeppelin. There's a Stormbolt on the Dreadlord. I could see 1 more Sea Swarm from Turin and then just TP out. Is he going to do it? He's not going to get the peasants if he tries. Nice block there
Lost his time, but
by TommyKay. Okay, I don't think he lost more than he could exactly afford to lose. And funnily enough, now I'm not sure that Tommy expansion got discovered by Turin. Because of the tier 3, it looks like that's the play and not the expansion. On the other hand, if Turin is very aware of his senses, he would know that the absence
tournament's
of all
good,
those lumber
Skull.
peasants that were once there means there is an expansion. So he could branch off ghouls and harass that.
some of the games have been very, very good. The other ones have been a bit long-winded. So we're all kind of tired.
4 out of 5 on gold. Yeah, he's going to have to send a peasant back from the main. And he did. Sword upgrade. Okay, I don't get it. Where are his rifles? They're at 1-0. Why is he getting sword upgrade? Future knights. There's the ghoul harass. Turin always does this. That's a 2-2 ghoul, by the way. 2-2 upgraded ghoul. There's no amount of peasants that can kill 1 ghoul with 2-2 upgrades. No town portal on Tommy. No heal scroll. No invulnerability potion. He just doesn't have the money. Dreadlord on... Stormbolt on Dreadlord. There's a Mountain King. He gets clap level 1. Probably a good decision. Fighting on Blighton and Towers. Oh, it's tough. There's a lot here. That's a lot.
Level 6.
Oh, Dreadlord level 6. He's going to try and surround the Mountain King. Super well played. GG. Truly he did.
Turin did pop off there, didn't he?
1-0 to Turin.
He's
Nice
well done.
job, man. Nice job.
I think that game just went
Gonna be
really bad
hosting
for
the
Tommy,
second
though,
game
as well.
immediately.
It didn't
Means
look like
TommyKay
he
will
really
get to
got
pick
much
the next
out of it.
map.
Best of 1, GG.
Might do some duo or triple casting with Back to Warcraft for this one.
Better macro. Turin seems kind of relatively solid on that front. He looks like he sets up for that late game with the necromancers and that. So that goes well.
He knows that level 6 Infernal's over, even before Infernal. Yeah, exactly.
Neo's been streaming a long time today. He did a tournament before this one as well.
Hammerfall is available. We'll go to Hammer. Wait. I don't know the vetoes, actually. Let me
Are
check.
some maps not available at some points?
Vetoes... No. No, it's not. Hammerfall is not available. You vetoed it! Tommy vetoed his own map. I thought surely Turin must have target practice, studied him, and vetoed it. Wow. Alright. That's a twist I haven't seen before.
It's a snow map. Watch out, creeps are going to be angry.
Okay, they're ready. I'm just gonna start. Let me see the ping. The ping is good enough. It's close enough. They're like 10 ping apart. It's fine. Here we go.
They're only they're less than 20 MMR apart as well.
This is Turin's most hated map. Oh, interesting. I wonder why. Oh, good choice then for TommyKay. 1-0 lead for Turin. Here we go.
Haven't seen Paladin rifles yet.
Co-cast together with Back to Warcraft.
That would be pretty good.
But we're still getting them into the server. It's kind of impromptu.
We're here. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Just a casual 12-hour Warcraft day, dude.
Not yet. It's only been. I mean, for you maybe. Oh, you did. You started with the Dolphin Cup.
He started early.
Exactly. I started at 1 p.m. So pretty much exactly 12 hours. Those are the best freaking days, dude.
Nice. Do you have a chance to send your virtual account to my mod?
Already on it. I just wanted to make sure that we're not missing too much of the game, but I got the link copy-pasted, and we'll be there in a sec.
Makes sense. Nice. Good to have you here, and for me to be on your cast too, I guess.
Just need to make Neo a bit louder.
Okay, video should be coming.
Okay, I'm not sure your internet connection can handle it. You just turn into a robot.
Uh-oh.
Who's the guy casting? He's Neo from Back to Warcraft. He's been covering esports for Warcraft 3 for the last 10 years. But I don't hear him anymore.
And he's gone.
So, Carson, welcome. Don't hear him either.
Hello.
Hey, Carson, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Have you also had a 12-hour day today?
No, not quite. Not quite. About 8 hours. A modest 8 hours. Not too bad. Not
Nice.
complaining over here.
Since when have you
Neo, on the other hand, though.
Yeah, he's 12 hours in.
No.
Since when have you been casting Warcraft 3? How many years ago?
I guess 2020, maybe 2021, around like when ESL first came into the game is I guess when I first started
Oh
casting.
yeah, Reforged release. So you discovered the game with
Yeah.
Reforged.
Not quite.
Well, I started playing in 2010, but I started casting in about 2020. I'd say.
Ah, I see. I see.
Yes.
Carson actually has some pretty helpful videos on YouTube. They're quite old now, actually. About how to sort of micro and such, and sort of the mechanics of Warcraft, right?
He's done that a lot. Do you like this choice over the Archmage when going up against Dreadlord?
It's kind of tough, right? It would indicate that Tommy wants to go for more of a macro game. I would expect him, obviously, to go for an expansion with the MK first. We do have a 4th farm as well, so would indicate he's going to go for that. So 2-base is great, but when you're playing against a Dreadlord and you go into a macro game as opposed to the all-in style, you really do push it towards the potential for level 6 Dreadlord yet again.
Yeah, and level 6 Dreadlord with the Infernal, one of the best ults in the game. Maybe the best, together with Panda, Storm, Earth, and Fire, and I want to...
Fun fact, the Infernal now does 5 immolation damage instead of 10 because of a patch change to the neutral immolation damage that some creeps use as well. So technically Infernal's been nerfed, but not deliberately.
110 DPS, and a cooldown of 3 minutes. Now it's 2 minutes.
So it does 5 damage now instead of
mana
10.
and 140
Something
DPS.
around there, yeah.
So very very big buffs.
It's still good, but it was like an
Heck,
unintentional
though. Surprised that it's 1-base MK.
nerf.
I don't know how you're expected to really end the game with Mountain King 1-base. Obviously, with Water Elementals, you have the Brilliant Sora sustain with the Archmage, but with an MK, what sort of all-in potential does he have? What sort of win condition is there for Tommy?
I think you go in, you clap a lot of gold cheeks, then once you're done with that, you get your second hero, Blood Mage probably. I mean, it could be Archmage, but probably Blood Mage. And then I think you should just tower up and make a
Just
workshop
kinda
on
wanna
the
see
enemy side
back
of
to
the map. A
Warcraft's
little harder
point of
on
view.
Northern Isles though, because of all the water preventing building space.
Yeah, that's one
What's
thing I was
Neo doing?
missing.
Oh, yeah, you have to
actually,
turn your
last
webcam
game
off.
on Tidehunters. I thought when the
To
militia
do the,
came across the map,
virtual
that's one
webcam
thing I was
thing.
missing.
Workshop where
Actually,
maybe
last
there's
game
another
on
option where you build
Tidehunters,
a
I
workshop
thought when the
in your
militia came
base
across
as a
the
human
map,
and
he
then
was
build
going
a
to go for
cannon.
an tower, which is sometimes an easier thing to accomplish. You don't have to worry about your mortar teams dying to the Dreadlord, but
They got their own
thing.
webcam here of
And the
these
cannon tower
players.
outranges the Nerubians.
How have they done that?
Yes,
Have they
it's
done
a pretty
that
strong way to deal with mass towers if you can
By
get the
looking at
tower up, it
Grubby's
obviously takes a
stream
while
and
to
then
construct.
like
I like that.
putting it
I
over
like that.
here? You need a second monitor and all that kind of stuff. I
mean,
don't
it
know
is
how
a
they always
defined
get the players'
position. The enemy
webcams.
isn't even mining yet. He's
Unless
got
they're in the
MK3
Discord
before.
server.
Enemy has Dreadlord 3. It's getting a tower
Maybe they
up.
set it
I
up
like
for
his-
this
like, I
game,
would
or
like to
they
play the
might have had it
position
set up
from
in the previous games. But if
TommyKay's
they did that, they had
more,
to be in the Discord the whole
than
time.
Turin's position, if I'm being honest, but we'll see how it goes. He tends to negative spiral sometimes, and of course, it is pretty late for him. But yeah, like you said from last game, I feel like if he just towered with those militia, he would be in a winning position.
Yeah, his army was really
You know, the last tournament we did went into like, I think I was doing like shoutcast at like 1 a.m. It's like over 12 a.m. now. But I feel a lot more tired today than I did like in the last one.
get some more damage done. Nerubians are kind of just tickling the footmen. They're slowing them down, but really at the end of the day, it's the Mountain King that's going to carry here. But he's not giving a lot of surface area to the MK with his ghouls right now. But
This would be
maybe
a-
he can find a couple of kills.
This would be a very good clap. Ghouls and acolytes all around him. He is getting surrounded, which means eventually he has to leave. Don't love the position he wedged himself into, especially considering he has an arcane vault, which means if he brings all his footmen out of the fight, they could be regenerated. But now he doesn't have that much to fall back on. So there was a way to handle this that would probably be better than this. Now another footman comes out of the racks, and he has a blacksmith and he has an altar, but he's not really making anything with it.
Yeah, I don't know what the follow-up is for Tommy, unfortunately. Maybe, like last game, I think the expansion was good. There we see a workshop, but a workshop with just a Mountain King to support it, I don't think is going to be the most impactful tech here. But the idea is there. I think it's in range of actually the Nerubian towers as well.
Yeah.
It's still a pretty good idea.
Yeah, normally Archmage with the ranged attack and the sustain of the Master Water Elementals can do scare tactic fire, where you can protect the mortar. But now MK getting hit by the Nerubian. Oh, he's TPing out. Oh, it's a disaster.
Yeah, not great. Not great.
So he's not doing the Archmage first.
Here. The Dreadlord, we were talking about this, me and Neil were talking about this, how Turin wasn't able to play what he was comfortable with earlier in his series. He had to go DK a lot, but now it seems like he's really sort of found his stride by being able to play Dreadlord. I think this is generally, if I'm correct, what he always plays on ladder, so he seems to really be in his comfort zone.
Yeah, Turin was like 1450 MMR, and then he made it to 1560, and I checked his history, and he had completely switched from Cryptlord and Death Knight openings to 90% Dreadlord, and usually Dreadlord solo with no secondaries. That's a lot of Infernals.
I respect it. I respect it. It's a strong hero. It's the best ultimate that Undead has. You know, play it to your comfort zones. I think Undead is such a hard race to sort of follow the people like Happy 120 Labyrinth. It's such a hard race to play with those sort of strategies. So just do your own thing. And I think Turin is really, really good at that. Playing the Necro Wagons, playing the weird Garg transitions. He's doing like his own thing. And you know, we can all learn a thing or two from Turin, I think.
Yep, I agree. Trying to copy Happy is like, oh, GG. Trying to copy... Understandable. He had no outs anymore. No, but trying to copy Happy is like looking at beauty magazines and wondering, why does my skin not look like that? But you don't realize it's paintbrushed. Happy is a impossible standard for you to live up to. So
I think he might be more tired than me.
As Undead.
Yeah, 100% agree. Yeah, good analogy. 100% agree.
It's once again Turin's big benefit, right? That he plays different than everybody else. And I think Tommy has not too often played against this. Same for Lowko earlier. He's just so unpredictable and hard to get used to.
I think Turin might have done the right thing by not doing the shoutcasting and taking a break to recover for the games he's about to play, because he didn't play that long ago. So he seems quite refreshed with the relatively short amount of time. Whereas Tommy, I think he was doing some fathering duties or something. And the amount of time that's passed is sort of like, this is always the biggest trouble with tournaments. I don't typically do any tournaments, is you have to sort of be expected to be at certain points and certain times. And I never like that. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of like this dependency to be like, the other players are still playing. Oh, it looks like they're going to have a long game. Oh, you're going to have to wait another 45 minutes before you get to play and all that kind of stuff.
Be more assertive and definitive with your push. Don't do these sort of half pushes with footmen, then half pushes with a small army on like 40 supply. Get your 50 supply, get your heal scroll, bring the peasants, power build the workshop, and do an assertive push.
Maybe tomorrow, Finito, but I've not got anything planned, and I'm quite happy to just be lazy. I'm ready to go to bed, basically.
Yeah, I'd agree so far.
But
you
we'll
just
finish
have to
this
get
off.
used to not being sleep surrounded, which is fairly hard if you've never been exposed to this. Just hug your Archmage. It's a bit weird to hug an old man on the horse, but just hug him.
Yeah, it's not the easiest micro in the world for sure. And again, if you don't have practice against Dreadlord, you don't have practice against like maybe Mountain King first, you know, and Human Mirror, which is odd enough as it is. Maybe you're not really good at these anti-surrounds, but that is unfortunately a big part of playing against Dreadlord.
Right, we're figuring out the map right here. Let's see. Okay, we'll see. A hard to expand on map would be great, but that was smartly vetoed by Turin, as we see now.
Okay, I gave two options. He picked the third. I've never had a player ask a tournament caster or ref which map they should pick. Pick whichever one is hard to expand on.
Would you have trusted the ESL admins back in the day, Grubby, to
No.
make that decision for you?
No. I would not. No, sir. Man, we gave admins a hard time sometimes too, back in the days. I feel guilty now. No comments.
Yeah,
remember,
it's not an easy position to be in, huh? Now that you're on that side of the pond.
True.
I wasn't as bad as some people. I needed breaks sometimes, and you know, I used to rate people only by how good they are at Warcraft 3.
But don't we all do that?
Wait, do we
Hell
still do
no.
that?
I think so. I
you
think
guys-
it's acceptable. I think that's
Hello.
fine, Grubby. You could do that.
I'm really bad at this game, okay? Cut me some slack.
I don't do it
Yeah,
anymore.
me too, but I lie about it. I just lie and pretend that I'm good. That's what you have to do. Just say things really fast and assertively, even though everything you say is incorrect, and then people believe you know what you're talking about. That's what I do.
Well, as long as you're good at pretending, I'm fine with that.
Exactly. That's what you gotta do, Neil. Fake it till you make it. That's what they say.
Okay, let's see if the players are ready. Is there a host that is like a bit...
You can click the button next to the host and it should automatically sort for you.
Yeah, I was just looking for like a secondary option, but I don't think there really is.
It's sorted by ping fairness.
So top should be
no,
the most
it's
fair
great.
then,
It's a
should it?
nice new function. I was just looking because there's a tiny edge for Turin. Can we have like one the other side? But unfortunately, there's nothing that makes that possible because there's no landmass to the west of Europe. Okay, looks like they're ready. Here we go. Game number 3. Could be the last. Could be TommyKay unexpectedly draws out his torment of lack of sleep deeper into the night with 1, 2, or 3 victories. We shall see.
Oh man, yeah, it's been a long day for all the players, and they've probably been, they've always been casting with you, Grubby, and they've been probably playing ladder in between matches. So it's been a long day of grinding for everyone. We'll see who gets exhausted first, but yeah, it's probably going to be Dreadlord again. We'll see. Most importantly, what we're going to see from Tommy. Will he switch things up yet again?
He's doing something weird. Now, where
Yeah,
one
this
of his
almost looks like
peasants is on
Paladin
lumber.
rifles.
Does this mean he's doing Pala Rifle? Does
Pally
he actually
rifle?
know how to do that build? He promised he wouldn't do Pala Rifle.
He promised.
He did.
Or like
he did.
you said, he's
What
going
is
to
this?
expand,
Solo
so he's
hero
trying to get a
harass?
bit
Could you
more
think of
lumber
anything
for the
worse?
expand.
Then solo hero harass against Dreadlord Rush. He promised he wouldn't go Pala Rifle! He said
The
because
trust is gone. The trust is broken.
he said he's not a pussy. He said he has a cock and balls. So he's not gonna do Pala Rifle.
I don't believe him. I don't believe him any longer.
Hey,
What?
I mean, at this stage, right, Pally Rifle is kind of dead versus undead on the pro level. So is it still as bad? And is it still as bad to play it?
I mean, it's ethical, I think. I think it's ethical and moral. But I just didn't expect it to happen after he made such a strong assertion. Maybe... Oh, you know what? Maybe he made that promise in the old patch, and that was the old Tommy. But this is the new Tommy, and because Pala Rifle got 4 nerfs, it doesn't... It's not true anymore. Like, he doesn't hold to his
All
promise.
warfare is based.
On deception.
Okay. I respect it. I wonder how this
true.
plays
I
up against
mean,
Dreadlord,
Pala
because
Rifles is
people that
technically
remember
worse
when
than it
Lemus
was.
the only person on the ladder
Just
playing
by
Paladin
default,
rifles.
from the
When Happy
nerfs,
used to play versus Lemus,
the
he would
huge
do
amount of
what he
nerfs
doesn't
the
often
humans
do,
got.
which is a blind counter. Happy's
Range on
initial blind
Siphon,
counter to Lemus was
longer
playing
cooldown on the
Dreadlord
heal.
and going for lots of sleep surrounds. Nowadays, obviously, it's Criplord is the counter to the top level Pally rifle players, to the Starbucks, to the Fortitudes. But before, it was Dreadlord, at least in Happy's mind. So this probably doesn't match up too poorly.
Yeah.
Uses a
true.
nice subtle amount
It does
of
come
militia,
down to
not overkill, not 5 or
Micro,
something.
Which is going to be interesting. You have a larger army than you normally would.
So you can do this creep
you're gonna have
camp
to see
nice
if
and
you can
comfortably.
shave off some ghouls,
whilst he builds
maybe
up his
get, like, a
rifles.
cancel on the gold mine. I feel like a lot of the invitational participants are not appreciating enough
Oh, that's
how
going to be
valuable it
fast
is
expansion
to
now.
get past right before the Nerubian.
Pala Rifles isn't
Ignore
too
the
good
army
against
and
a
just
fast
hard
expansion,
focus that
typically,
gold mine
because it
down
takes so
once or
long.
twice.
Yeah, definitely agree. We haven't seen a lot of that this game, or this tournament so far. Like, gold mines seem to always get up for Turin. They might be delayed a little bit, like we saw, I think, a 5-6 minute expansion in the first game of Turin today, but he seems to always get the gold mine up relatively uninterrupted eventually. So we'll see. Dreadlord is going to get close to level 2. Paladin is going to have free reign to creep, which is generally a dream for Paladin rifles. But we'll see. Sometimes we'll see like 3 riflemen take a weird angle around the map, like say, around this side, and then go for a gold mine cancel. But we'll see if Tommy is aware of that sort of a play.
Moving to the shop for now. Might creep it, might go for an angle on the cancel. Nerubian starts before the gold mine, so Turin is, by principle, playing this in a safe way. He's not doing like something greedy, super fast gold mine. And I like that. It shows that he's not all about the greed, but he wants to make sure that he can resist attacks. It also means that you don't have to do an early attack. It's 3 minutes 45 and the gold mine starts. My personal compass for having a chance in a longer game, 1v2 base, is that the gold mine must start after 4:20. So if you can walk in here and get 1 cancel right now, goal achieved, by my metric anyway. If instead he sees the Nerubian and backs off, or he gets surrounded, sleeps surrounded, loses a bunch of units, then of course he's going to be immeasurably far behind.
Up for grabs.
That's a lot
To
of
me,
units.
it's a nice timing here. Everything is kind of hurt.
That's a lot of ghouls though still.
Yeah. He could have holy lighted that ghoul for 1 kill as well. Every little bit helps. But TommyKay didn't like what he saw and just backs off.
It's a lot of ghouls
This is the
already.
power of the
Man,
expansion. If it
Turtle
just doesn't
Turin
really go
is
contested,
playing this defensive style
it's just
so
going to
well. He's not
pay
giving his
off.
opponent
Turin's kind of
many options.
need to see a player that's
I
going to
wonder,
punish
like,
Turin more
when
for
we
these
see
expansions.
The Crypt Lord style against Pally Rifles, it's a lot of hit and run. It's like second Crypt before you tech tier 2. You go for ghoul upgrades. You go for
He's
like
getting
4
away with it.
towers at each base. I wonder if Turin will go for something similar, even though he has the Dreadlord, which maybe could be better at fighting with sleep surrounds. I wonder if he'll just play hit and run against Pally Rifles, or if he's even aware that that's a style he can play against Pally Rifles.
Yeah, it's a good theoretical counter. It's always been good against Battle Rifle to get that Vexpo. Just like when people theorize on whether Shadowhunter first could be good for Orc. Except the problem is Shadow First never stops early expansions. It's the kind of hero that needs a bit of scaling. Same is true for Paladin. So you get the Expo. Then eventually when Human is finally ready, they're dangerous. You've got the attack upgrade, you've got Devotion. So Turin would now have to go for the main. He's initiating that now, question mark. There is a full wall off, which means Dreadlord can't get in. But no Arcane Tower. And to answer your question, Carson, it seems Turin does know that playbook.
Yeah, respect it. Maybe Staffatelli. He could aggro Staffatelli onto a ghoul into the main. It's risky, absolutely. Maybe could even think about getting a Zeppelin in the near future. But yeah, I like this idea from Turin. Not a ton of ghouls, but carrying
Just
Storm
casually
is very
walk past
strong.
those.
He's trying to back off. for a full
Oh, that
Carrion
carrion
Swarm on
was
every
so
single peasant
thick,
gets
even
one.
though it went
There's,
right through the
two
middle
more
of him,
where
it's
that
still
came from.
stretched out.
Carrion Swarm travels so fast and so far with the cooldown coming
Get
back up
all of
again.
them.
Now, he could land one more swarm, but he's just going to go back. There was a TP by the Pala Rifle. I don't like that TP at all. I think you lose whatever peasants you can. Try to do an attack. Start shaving off Acolytes. So much better, because now he's got you by the balls. You no longer have a TP. He can just do it again.
Yeah, surely an opportunity to spam some Holy Light here as well, whether on the Dreadlord, because the DK is still so far away, or on the Ghouls to grind a little more. But we all know that the big strength of this strategy is coming with the Blood Mage, and that was missing up until now, but the Blonde Devil is coming in the future.
Blonde Devil. What?
7-minute timing. The Blood Mage pops out. Long
Oh,
rifles
I need to
finished.
zoom back
This
in,
is the
sorry.
main strength of Pally Rifles.
zoom
This would be
down.
a perfect situation for that aggressive cannon tower if there was a workshop built in the main base, but still, he might be able to do it with just the power of Riflemen.
Imagine a cannon tower behind the trees here, under the tree line. Would actually be so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a little bit of vision, you could shoot over the trees to attack the Spirit Tower. Would be really good.
You don't need
Turin,
it.
Does
you
he
can
have
just
enough ghouls?
you can just attack ground.
True, you can attack ground. Does
The-
Tommy know, though?
That remains to be seen. Either way, he hasn't got the workshop, so we're dealing in hypotheticals. A lot of tower damage on him. He needs Heal Scroll. He needs Arcane Vault. Tower, unfortunately, for
Ooh.
Tommy, is in range of Turin's towers.
I think a bit too much time has passed now. Turin just buys time.
Right.
Yeah,
Where
yet
are we
again,
at?
that happens.
Undead definitely
Needs a
suits
mana boss,
Turin.
I feel like. To be really comfortable with this Dreadlord defense, I feel like you need that tier 2 just to be able to spam those mana pots more than anything. Because for now, there's endless sustain for the Pally Rifle. You need that AoE damage.
Which means Tommy would need to kill shops, but you see Turin just ignores him. He knows he's got the eco advantage, 4 towers on the expansion. Yeah, I think that's too many towers. Good decision. Is he just going to call it? Or is this mid-game compliment?
This is where you pause the game and go, wait a sec, I need to think about what to do. Could you give me a couple minutes? Let me talk to my coach. Because right now, I don't know how he's going to break these towers. And the ghouls, oh god.
His base
Oh,
is
God.
cooked.
This is spooky.
We've seen this many times in the pro scene when the player was happy, not with the Dreadlord, but the Ghoul infestation of human bases.
'Cause even if he
when
gets
there's
the
no
expansion, he
tower,
loses
mana on the
everything he's
Dreadlord,
got
This is
to get it.
devastating.
All of those
He
militia
has
just
money.
need to run
He
to the
could have
right.
used the time where he was doing this to build a lumber mill, 3 towers, double guard Arcane. Would it stop this attack entirely? No, but he might be able to
He
save
played a
some
lot
peasants.
better in his previous
Because the
games.
attack
He's
is
clearly
good.
not in the
He's
right
getting
mind
attack
frame
in,
at the
killing all
moment
the
for these
acolytes, getting
ones.
towers.
So he needs another
Feels like
day's
there's a
rest.
chance, but with him losing all his peasants, now there's no more way back. It's a shame for him. But a really good decision for Turin.
Human
to
don't have the
make that
mobility to deal with
trade.
this.
He understands the playbook. He's playing some good Warcraft 3, which is lovely to see.
It's been like, I feel like tactically, or at least like map movement wise, the strongest that we've seen, and proves it here. 3-0, easy peasy with the Dreadlord. Love to see it. Well played to Turin today.
A lot of respect for Tommy to Turin, saying you didn't do meta tactics, you're still winning hard. You are a high quality person. Good to see that respect.
All right, there we go. Let's see if Tommy can come back stronger tomorrow, because I think he was a little bit flustered in these last games here. And Turin looking pretty darn solid, actually. Could be the dark horse of the tournament.